Hey guys, welcome to number 1 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start off this episode, I don't think there's a better time to start a new career mode with Derby County, as their manager was sacked at the weekend. If you don't know by now, I'm sure most of the Derby fans know, and we brought in a brand new manager Tuesday morning, I think it was. So yeah, I think it is a really good time to start one. I'm glad I'm doing it now, uploading it on the Wednesday, the day after Rowett being announced as the new manager. It's going to be interesting to see what he does with the system in terms of tactically. I would quite like to try out some of his tactics if he does play a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1. I don't think he is going to be playing a 4-3-3. I think he'll be playing either 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. I've left it like this for the time being. I think we are going to make some signings in this first window, but I'm going to have a little rule where the player has to be under 24 years old, just so we build for the future, essentially. I think I do need to get a few more youthfully kind of players in this squad, because we've got players like Bent, of course, and yeah, I think he's probably 29 pretty soon. Bryson's quite old. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with Desart. I'll probably just leave him in the squad for the time being. But the problem is we've got George Thorne and Forsyth down here, so we may need to get rid of like Olsen. I think all four here I'll probably get rid of. I might keep Baird just because his contract does run out at the end of the season, so it's not exactly, he's not going to be able to be sold, so probably just keeping him is the best thing to do. He's quite a good utility player to have in the squad. But yeah, I think I will be using Thorne and Forsyth. Knowing my luck, I'll probably play him in the first few games and they'll get injured till the end of the season anyway. So I think we will stick him on the bench, keep Desart in the reserves, and I think we'll go with that for the time being. Because what I want to do is get Max Loud to a rating where he can actually be used in the Premier League. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the best of defending stats, but I'm looking to improve those. So I'm going to have a look at our shortlist now and see what players you guys have suggested. So looking at our shortlist then, we do have Andre Wisdom as the only player that isn't an attacker. I feel like he would be a good player for the Premier League. He's quite versatile. He can play left back, right back, and even centre back if need be. I think he is like 5'11", 6 foot, 6'1". So yeah, really tall, and I think we could get him for a pretty decent price. Unfortunately, he's on loan at Salzburg at the moment. I would quite like that to change in the future, where you can actually like buy a player before his loan ends, if that makes any sense. So he can be on loan, and then at the end of that loan, he can join us then. So next one is Jota from Brentford. He's actually on 12 months left in his contract, and I think he'd be a really good one to get as a swap deal with like Abdul Kamara or Blackman, because he's a bit more of a central kind of player. And I think I'm going to stick Blackman into the deal plus a mil. We've still got 8 million. I know I'm going to be using the Youth Scout Network quite a bit in this series because it's one of my objectives and I don't want to get sacked. Another player is Marvin Johnson from Oxford United. He's actually linked to us in real life, just like Bakary Saka. Both of them are very realistic signings, and even Jordan Ibe. Unfortunately, he's only just joined Bournemouth, of course, but he's not at the best of times since being at Bournemouth, and he probably would want to rekindle his career at us. Another one's Simon Dawkins. I'm not too sure why I put it on, to be honest, but I don't know if he would be interested to join us since he has just left us. But he is one of them really good dribbling players, so unfortunately he's only just joined us as he has gone in 2016. But I just thought I'd put him there. Anyway, some youngsters here. Ollie Watkins, he's actually linked to us in real life. He's only got 12 months left, so super cheap, and it looks like quite a decent player. I think he's reasonably high as well. Yeah, he can play centre mid and striker. That's a bit of a weird thing. I'd understand if it said like striker and left mid, but centre mid, and what's his defending stats like? Oh, obviously I can't see because it's not been scouted yet. Another player is Che Adams. Obviously, as Rowett has come in, he might be tempted to bring in some of his players that had done well at Bournemouth, at Birmingham. I don't know why I said Bournemouth, but he's quite versatile. That's why I like Che Adams, and can play in behind the striker or out wide if need be. And the final player is basically Martial V2. He's only recently come onto the scene, 17 years old, very young indeed. May cost us quite a bit though, that's the only thing about this guy. But I'm going to wait for all their scout reports to come back. Obviously we did put the bid in there. I don't want to be making too many signings, and I'm actually going to be listing some players onto the market, such as Blackman, Kamara, and maybe a few more. Brentford are interested in the player Blackman. Unfortunately, they want 5 million on top of him, which is quite a bit, to be frankly honest. And he's worth like 700k. I might be tempted to have someone like Abdul Kamara and then send him like 2-3 mil, just because I don't feel like he's not worth that much in my opinion. Yoti, he's a good player, but I don't think he's quite that expensive, so I'll go for that. And then we'll go 2.5, and I think they may be tempted to accept that. Kamara's a little bit of a better player. And I just feel like we do need to get rid of some of these players, as we do have too many. We are going to go into our first preseason game, but I'm not going to be playing them. I'm just going to be simulating them because they're really boring. It's incredible how boring they could have made these. And we win the first game just like that. So we have a transfer offer here from Nottingham Forest for George Thorne. No thank you. I don't think we're ever going to sell George Thorne. He's one of them players that are just really good no matter where he is. And as you can see, Brentford have accepted the 2.5 million plus Kamara, adding up to, it's around, he was worth 1.5, so obviously that's around 4 mil, which I'm pretty happy with. Obviously he's still a young player, and I don't really want to keep Kamara, to be frankly honest. I feel he's a little bit too weak for my kind of play style. So 3-year contract, crucial first team player. Hopefully he's got 4-star skill moves. We're going to have to find out though shortly. We are going to go into another preseason game. We'll just simulate it because they're just really boring. They're just like depressingly bad, and we win them even if we simulate them. I might be tempted to just play the youngest team and hopefully get them to grow during this preseason tournament. So as you can see here, we have accepted the deal for Jota. I think we are going to be only making one more signing. I don't want to make too many signings. It does mean we have got rid of a player, so we do need to sell another player, hopefully Blackman, and then we can bring in another one. He's only got 3-star skills, which is a bit of a shame, but he can play anywhere in that front three, and I just feel like he'd be a good little player to have in the squad. Obviously I think I will drop Butterfield down to the bench. Might be tempted to start him, to be frankly honest, just because Vidra is a little bit more of a striker, with obviously the decent pace. We'll have to see. So Jay Adams looks like a really good player, to be honest, and he would cost us, I'm not too sure how much, because he may have, yeah, he's only just moved, so we're going to have to sign him potentially in the January window, which in a way is a better thing to do. I might be tempted to sign this Ollie Watkins though. 81 pace, 82 agility, and 62 strength. Obviously a little bit versatile in terms of he can play centre mid as well. And he's a player I've never actually heard of, I've never played with him, so he might be something quite interesting. I might remove Bakary Sacco because he's lost a lot of his pace. He used to be like 85 pace. Now it's gone down quite a bit. He's not quite the player he used to be. And I feel like we don't need that many wingers. We need like one, if that, and I don't think Ollie's the one to do it. Marvin Johnson, very pacey, but unfortunately not quite got the ball control, crossing or dribbling ability that I was looking for, unless he's got 4-star skills. He doesn't, so quite a nice player, would be a decent, I don't know, championship rotation player, but I don't feel he's quite good enough for this club. When we got players like, we got better players in our club basically that are already there. So I'm going to put a bid in for this Lotting guy just because you guys want me to sign him. He seems like a good player. They only want 3.5, so what I'm going to do is put Blackman into the deal and put 2.8. I'm going to try and get him for as cheap as possible. I don't want to be paying too much money, obviously on quite low wages. Can't get Che Adams because he's only just joined. He's on 12 months left, so we could get, I'm going to put just Blackman into this deal, and I think they may accept that. I think that would be a pretty good swap deal in my opinion. So as you can see, 500k plus Blackman has been accepted by Exeter, and he's on such cheap wages, it's incredible. He's like on less than 4,000. We'll give him 4 year, and we'll give him squad rotation because I feel like that's what he's going to be doing. I don't think he is going to be starting straight away, and hopefully he does accept that contract, as I would be quite happy to do that. Monaco are looking for 6.5 million. I don't know if I can justify paying that much, so we'll go to 5 million. I don't know, I feel like I don't really want him. That's the thing. I know he's a very good player for career mode, but I don't really need him. Just like that, Ollie Watkins has been accepted for very, very cheap. As you can see, we actually gain money just because of Nick Blackman's contract being so lucrative. And Nick Blackman's going all the way down to League 2, which is, like, it doesn't matter about the player. When you play Football Manager and you put a player into a swap deal, the player has to accept it as well. So Lottin wants a bigger squad role, which I will give it him. I'll give him important actually, because I don't. Would he be crucial? For 5 million, it is a lot of money. He probably would be crucial, to be frankly honest. With his stats, he's got just as good as Nugent, who's our current first team striker. I want to see how our current players do. We've got like Vidra, Bent and stuff like that. I may have to put Vidra out wide. As you can see here, we have got a bid in for Chris Baird. I'm just going to see if we have got any other backup right back options. I'm not too sure if Christie's got the injury prone trait now. Let's have a look. He doesn't. Do we have any? Obviously, Anya can play there. He's right-footed. Plays fullback. Yeah, I think we do need to kind of thin out this squad. Oh, we've got a training injury from Mattia Vidra. That's very well timed with the contract accepting for Lottin. He's going to be out for only 3 weeks, which isn't too bad to be honest. But I'm going to leave this here. 5 million plus 20 grand a week wages. We've still got. I'll say we've got 5 million left in transfer budget plus 100 grand in wages, so we've got plenty of money to do the deal. It's whether it's worth it. That's the only thing. Let me know down below in the straw poll, and I think we'll play this game against Brighton, and then we'll probably end off the video here. I don't want to make this first episode too long. As you can see, Chris Baird, I believe that is, has just been sold. When these menus eventually work, as you can hear, I'm pressing the buttons, but it doesn't want to go to the office. There we go. Marcus Olsen bid here, which I do kind of need to get rid of, so I think we'll match his value. I may even go, yeah, I'll go to 900k, just because he's a decent player, he's got pretty good pace, and the more money the merrier. And there you go, 140k into our budget. So as you can see by calendar, I think starting the next episode with that EFL Cup game against Forest, that's a really good draw to be honest, just to get our local rivals, who we are going to be playing at the weekend of course. So I may get this next episode out for Friday. I think we'll probably play up to like the Aston Villa game. I think I want to do at least 4 games an episode. Obviously, are the fixtures like real life? I think they are. Let me have a look where we are now. Yeah, they are. They are actually what they are in real life, so that's quite good. So yeah, I think we'll go into the first game against Brighton. See what the team's like. Obviously, we have had the injury to Mattia Vidra, unfortunately, who did just grow as well. So I'll have to drop him for... I'll give Watkins a go, see how he does. I don't know if we will bring him on or not, because we have got Darren Bent there. Depends on the scoreline, of course. So I'm going to give Watkins the number 32. It's quite an attacking number. I don't know why 32 is one of them numbers that are like... I don't know, they're just a higher number that people commonly use in the attacking area. So we'll give him that number for the time being. If we do sign Lottin, we'll give him the number 9. So yeah, we're going to have to go into this next game against Brighton, the first game of the season. Just because it is the first game of the season, I'm going to put the weather to clear. I just hate it that it's raining the first game of the season when it's always sunny that first week. Obviously, we are playing legendary 6-minute halves. I don't know what I can show you really. Visual things. There you go. It's all on 50. Some people say, oh, you must be cheating. Like, you're doing so well. No, I'm just good at the game. So yeah, I think we'll go for this lineup. Obviously, we have put Pearce in for Shackle. I just feel like giving Pearce a chance because in real life he's done really well. He has obviously got lower stats than Shackle, but I think physically they're quite similar. Shackle a little bit faster, but obviously Pearce a bit stronger. Very good defending stats on both of them though. Slightly better heading and marking on Pearce, so I think we'll go for him for the time being until he does make any mistakes. And yeah, I think we'll go with that lineup. Looking at the Brighton lineup then, obviously they did beat us 3-0 last Friday, so hopefully that result doesn't happen today. They've got Josh Murphy. Do they have Josh Murphy in real life? I'm not too sure if he's been signed from Norwich. I'm pretty sure he's there in real life anyway. Knockout on the right, Hemed and Murray up front, Stevens and Norwood in the middle, Pocagnoli, Dunk, Duffy, Slater and Stockdale in goal. Very similar to the team they did play on Friday with obviously all their scorers in there. So yeah, I think we will go into the game and hopefully get the win. Looking for the ball out here to Max Lowe. Can he get a good ball into the box? He's not quite got the crossing ability at the moment. I think he's only got like 60 crossing, which for a fullback's pretty poor. Hopefully I can get it up to like 70 though by the end of the season, and then he will be good. Brighton on the attack here, on the edge to Murphy with the shot, and obviously it's it's not. Is it Jamie Murphy? It's not Josh Murphy. I don't know why I said that at the start of the game. Obviously Jay Murphy. I just think of the Norwich and Murphy brothers. And there's half time. We haven't really found any chances yet, which is a bit of a shame, of course. But since the gameplay is so different to Ultimate Team, clubs, head-to-head, it's just crazy how they have so much time here to make different gameplays for all the different game modes. Like, why not just make one that works for all of them? Obviously, it's different on career mode, because obviously you're playing against an AI and not a person. So obviously they're going to have to change that. But even on like head-to-head to Ultimate Team, like why is there a difference in gameplay? It's kind of crazy. Going with the header. It has been cleared just about off the line there, unfortunately. I'm going to make some substitutions then. We are finding it very difficult. I don't know if Nugent's got high defensive work rate, because he constantly comes back. He doesn't go into the box. So I'm going to put push, stay central, get him behind, just so that they are pushing behind, because at the moment he's kind of dropping back when he doesn't need to. We're going to be bringing on Watkins, because I feel like we do need a bit of pace on the counter-attack. We're going to bring on Anya as well, and I think we'll bring on Bryson as well in the centre midfield position, just to get that force going forwards.
Derby County, they'll be hosting Nottingham Forest.
Here we go. Can we get it going now? Ince hasn't quite got the stamina to get past the defence. Can we slip it into Watkins with the shot? He's kind of scuffed that, and it's gone straight into the keeper's hands. Not the best first tries from Ollie Watkins. I think he is right-footed. Hopefully he is anyway.
Great defending there, stopping that attack. We've seen this so often.
I'm going to get the ball over the top now for Watkins. Has he got the pace to get through? He has won the ball. Can he get the finish though? Yes, he can. Ollie Watkins, his first game for the club. And he's found the back of the net, the youngster. I think he's only 18, 19 years old. Very young, beautiful volley. And great way to start off with 5 minutes left in the game. Just comes off the bench and beats Stockdale at the far post. I'm going to watch this goal back, because he was with the ball over the top really good. And then he gets on the end of it with his 81 pace. Pretty good finish as well. Like, not much the keeper could really do about that. Is he going to be a great player at this club? We'll have to see. And there it is, full time against Brighton. We do nick it with a goal from the youngster Ollie Watkins, which does bargain the question, is it worth signing Lukepingu if we have got a striker that is scoring? They really did not do that well, Brighton, with not a single shot on target. Obviously, this 4-2-3-1 doing quite well to keep them out, and obviously we do get the goal that we need to get the 3 points. So we're going to have to put the bid back in for Lottin, so we'll put the 5 million, hopefully get that wrapped up before the start of the next episode, so I'll get your guys' responses. So make sure you do vote as soon as possible, so that I can get the next episode out as potentially Friday. I think that's probably where I'll look, if not at the weekend. So yeah, I'm going to probably be playing 4 games in the next episode. Probably won't be making any more signings if we do sign Lottin. Even if we don't sign Lottin, I may not sign another player. I don't really want to get too many players. I think we only really need a centre attacking midfielder. If anything, we don't really need Lottin, and we need more of a winger, because all we've got as backup at the moment is Anya. We got Elsnik. Vidra can play out on the left if need be. Would kind of prefer him down the middle though. Which may mean I may have to change it to a diamond formation, the 4-2, like the 4-1-2-1-2 diamond on Ultimate Team, like that narrow basically. So I'd have the 3 in the midfield and then the 3 up front, which might be quite interesting to play, to be frankly honest. I've never done that on career mode. So yeah, make sure you do leave some comments down below. Make sure you do smash the like button, and see you soon. Bye.